All right, everyone. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's day going? It is Awad Talks, back with another video here, and today we're gonna be talking about a more serious conversation, more serious discussion here about the Bondi Beach shootings. Um, I know I'm a bit late to this, but I kind of wanted to give some insight and give my own personal thoughts and opinions, and maybe shed some light on some stuff, right? Some information. So let's just watch a quick recap or a quick, summary of it, and we'll come back.
The suspects in the Bondi Beach massacre, Sajid and Naveed Akram, allegedly training with firearms in a secluded countryside location weeks ahead of the deadly attack. Australian police say newly released photos show how the accused father and son duo planned meticulously, scouting locations to target Hanukkah celebrations in Sydney. 15 people were killed in the December 14th attack, Australia's deadliest mass shooting in almost 3 decades. Before starting to fire, police alleged the suspects threw homemade pipe and tennis ball bombs that failed to detonate, and they packed other improvised explosive devices into their car. A surveillance camera image on the day of the attack allegedly shows the pair leaving their Airbnb, carrying bulky items wrapped in a blanket. As tributes to the victims were cleared to be preserved at Sydney's Jewish Museum, the state parliament was recalled for emergency debate on new proposed laws that would put major limits on gun ownership and restrictions on protests.
You've seen what the consequences of globalising the Intifada are. It's the death of 15 innocent people on the beaches of Bondi Beach simply for practicing their religion in a peaceful way.
Opponents call the measures rushed and draconian, while the gun lobby says farmers would be unfairly impacted by gun ownership limits. With police saying an Islamic State flag was found in the suspect's car, new measures to ban terror symbols and fight the radicalization of children were also announced.
We will not allow extremists to groom and brainwash our children into hate or terrorism.
Sajid Akram was killed by police, but his son, Navid, was wounded and was well enough on Monday to be moved from hospital to prison. He faces 59 charges, including murder and terrorism. Stuart Greer, Global News, Prague.
All right. So yeah, that's a quick recap of what happened, the situation that was happening there. So yeah, apparently, obviously, first and foremost, this type of behavior, this type of action, obviously, is not. It's horrible. It's horrific. What happened there? It's not. Yeah, something very bad. I don't really quite have the words to quite describe it, but I feel like people kind of know what I'm trying to get at here. Number two, I want to point out is that if this was a Muslim attack, let's say if these guys were Muslims, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, even, hey, they were. In Islam, this type of action is not promoted, nor is it even allowed, right? Allah, He says in the Quran, if you take a life, it is as if you've taken all of mankind, and if you save a life, it is as if you have saved all of mankind, right? So, obviously, this type of behavior is not permissible whatsoever in the religion of Islam. Yeah, another thing that we need to point out, where I like to point out, is I saw some clips of Netanyahu saying that the guy who stopped one of the guys is the Navim guy, because we saw the father was killed, so the son was a Jewish guy. We saw some guy who's a leader of a country we shall not name on this channel here. But yeah, but the reality is that it was a man by the name of Ahmed. That's that's not a Jewish name. I'll tell you that much. Wounded Bondi hero Ahmed recovering well and maybe soon leave hospital, right? And he's one of the guy he tackled the son, and he was apparently he was shot 2 times in the arm, and so and he made a recovery. But you get the point, and you get the understanding that it wasn't a Jewish man, it was this man Ahmed. Now, one thing we need to point out, or one thing I'd like to point out, that the attack, I think they mentioned in the video, but I'll just say it again, that it happened on Hanukkah, which is a Jewish holiday. I don't know that's interesting in and of itself. Obviously, it's a premeditated attack, but the details of who these people were, the father and son, and who what their objective here was is a bit suspicious. I have a few videos here. Maybe we can shed some light onto who these people really are, or what the situation, because not all is as it seems.
Okay, so it's now confirmed that it was father and son behind the attack in Australia. But look at this, the attacker was called Naveed Akram, and a couple of days before the attack, his name spiked up on the Google searches. Reminds me of the Charlie Kirk situation. I mean, who was searching this guy's name a couple of days before the attack?
Yeah, one thing you're gonna also notice is a lot of times when these types of attacks happen, their name spikes, crazy spikes, like the day before, maybe a few days before. Obviously, you just mentioned the Charlie Kirk. There was also one with that supposed CIA, the Afghani guy, who was actually a CIA sleeper agent. Not a sleeper agent. He was just a CIA agent. He was literally recruited by them. He wasn't much of a sleeper agent, right? And for some reason, it's always Tel Aviv. Why is it always Tel Aviv, Israel?
And how did his name just randomly start trending? And anyway, you know, completely off topic, this tweet from Candace Owens.
This is a crazy tweet. Candace Owens, they have been signaling that a 9/11 style attack is coming the second week of December. Save this tweet, it will age well. The Bondi Beach happened 10 days ago of recording this video. So December 14th, which is 2 weeks into December. We're the second week into December, right? That's the same thing. This is very, very strange. This is very, very strange. Supposedly, you know, if you are, unless you're into cahoots, yeah, I'm saying that word, then maybe this is not as strange, because why was this guy's name searched? Who is he? Why was his name searched? I've never heard of this individual. Was he a celebrity? Was he famous? Was he a role model for the IDF soldiers, maybe? You know, I don't know. It's very strange, though. There's this article, Naveed Akram served in the Israeli Defense Force, IDF. That's strange. I thought he was a Pakistani or Afghani descendant. What was he doing in the IDF? That's a bit weird. And apparently there's a leaked Facebook. Now, that there's this leaked Facebook profile of Bondi Beach shooter before it got deleted. His real name, David Cohen, and is Jewish from Israel. Very, very interesting. Australia has some of the most restrictest gun rules, way more strict than America. Way more strict than America, even, like super strict. It's not even comparable. And yet these guys were able to bring in a bunch of firearm and be able to unleash havoc, chaos, and do some very horrific things. This is all super duper strange, or maybe it's not. Maybe it is a coincidence. Maybe, like I said, we take everything with a grain of salt. Don't know the truth, but from what I see here, some things are not all as it seems, right? Some things. Why did they search his name in Tel Aviv? And if he did serve in the IDF, he would know how to use firearms. You'll find photos. We saw in that video, right? He was shooting guns with his old man there. But where did he learn to use guns in Australia? Was he from Australia? That's the questions. Those are the questions.
History repeats itself over and over and over. Google it.
I survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13 years. We came here only 2 weeks ago to work with the Jewish community, to fight anti-Semitism, to fight this bloodthirsty, ravaging hatred.
That's why you're here?
That's why I'm here. You know, we've lived through worse. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get the that did this.
Please tell me why this man is wearing a United States Marine Corps t-shirt in Australia at a Hanukkah festival after spending his last 13 years in Israel.
I mean, it's strange. This guy, the same guy, he had a photo of him. He was taking photos as it was happening. Listen, all of it's very strange. All of it's not all as it seems, and we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Like I said, at the end of the day, what happened was obviously very bad, very horrific, and the guy, Ahmed, who was the savior of that day, man, he's a 44-year-old man. He has a family, and still he risks himself to save innocent Jewish lives, which is very, very important, which is very, very essential to save anybody's life, right? Like I told you from the beginning, if you save a life, it is as if you have saved all of mankind. That's what Allah says in the Quran. And we see that Ahmed, he did that, and he risked his own life, which is amazing. I don't know many people who would do that nowadays, let alone one man. So yeah, but I presented some videos here. Obviously, it's on Instagram. You don't have to take everything. You don't have to take my word for granted, but not all as it seems. Is some stuff is very suspicious and it's very weird. It's very genuinely very, very weird. Like I said, I just wanted to present this stuff. We all take it with a grain of salt. That's for me. That's all for me. All right. I know it's a short one, but I just want to get that point across. If you guys are please subscribe, and share. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts on this. If is it real? Is it who did it, right? And other than that, that's me. I'll see you guys all on the next one. All right. Bye.